myself, but I'm not no internet sleuth. I'm no CoffeeZilla. I just want to say this. It's pretty obvious at this point that where the scammers are cornered, because I'm getting into crypto security my damn self. My damn self. I'll make a whole career out of that. Just being good at crypto security. I don't have to be the guy finding out shit. I just gotta be the guy to do what I do in a non. But that has nothing to do with Vallorant shit. The reason why I'm saying that, because it's somebody that's like trying to get into, like I already do my own crypto security, but to actually get into that sector itself and be doing itself that sector, then it's like what I really think was happening with him, where he was putting the money, however he got caught. He probably was moving through those KYC exchanges and thought like, cause he cleaned up the money enough that they weren't gonna like figure it out. And it's like it depends on what kind of citizen he is. So if he's like a global citizen or a U.S. citizen, that makes a world of a difference. I'm sure that's already been talked about in the lore drop that just happened. I'm just trying to get on here and talk about it because I was like, hold on. I'll say this. I'll say this. Where I think Gen Z doesn't understand where they are with this crypto scam shit, there are people that are older than you and better than you that are just a class ahead of you, but they will always be ahead of you for that class that they're in. You know what I'm saying? Like people that scam in Gen Z that learned everything about drop shipping after the first Instagram wave, like it was already bad in 2018 and 2019. It's like every day people just now come across the idea that they're scammers. A lot of it really I want to say not just the Vallorant scammer, but I want to say who these scammers target. They target minors. They target specifically minors that have like a low debit card. Um, that's where most of these internet scams will come from because everybody with the IQ above a certain level and that chooses to fall for this shit, after a while you can't do anything. But who they know they can't really fool adults mostly. What it kind of is, what it used to be is how to make your first money at this age. And it used to be kind of accurate. And where they kind of like went is like, okay, make your money at this age. You're 16. You show other 16-year-olds how to do it. And it starts off like people just trying to help people. But then somebody, it becomes a trend. It's not just one person, it's multiple people. They decide to use those skills that they learned that got taught well to them for good purposes. Unfortunately, just it's not just for bad shit, but it's more detailed than that. They know they can't go after a whole adults. They specifically target teenagers with debit cards to fall for all these scams. That's the only reason. That's the only reason why. Like, now I'm not saying like your first time buying crypto. Oh yeah, be wary. If you know what you're doing with the experience, that's different. But to always be afraid of it and blame crypto, whatever he did in crypto, I want to say most likely, however he laundered it, and he was swapping between a bunch of smart contracts. The smart contracts aren't the problem. You can't just say, "Oh, ban the internet," because da 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 da. Somebody did a crime with the internet. Ban the internet. Ban the internet. It causes too much. Whatever these boomers think in their heads at the time that they think it's so. But we both know it's more complex than that. Like we both know smart contracts aren't going anywhere. USDC isn't going anywhere. Uh, what's it called? What else is happening? Um, USDC isn't going anywhere. But it's like besides just like basic liquidity pools, the reason why these scammers get away with so much is because people don't know that once you move on past basic liquidity, that's where these scammers get away with a lot of shit, and why people don't know that once you move past basic liquidity metrics, like just simple USDT. I mean, not US. Fuck USDT, USDC. But even then, depending on the conditions. So it's like It's like, yeah. This is how usually bear markets start. I had to hop on here because every time the bear market, well, I'm not gonna say every time, but the last bear market I was in, I knew it got started when scammers started getting exposed in higher volume because liquidity actually dried up and people actually had somebody to blame. So they decided to go after those people. Um, but yeah, I'll leave it there, bro.